Hi everybody, I'm Alice and thanks for stopping by. Today is Wednesday, November 13th. Happy almost Thanksgiving. I couldn't resist the hat. I even put a little hairspray on top so it stays nice for you. Thank you for stopping by. This is Flosstube number 15. This is my channel I've got cross stitch, quilting, punch needles, and a whole lot of other crafts. If you're new here, I'm filming in Arizona, and we also have an animal sanctuary. There's going to be a big animal update at the end. There's a lot going on. I am very sleep deprived, so hopefully this goes okay today. I've got kind of a detailed list here because I don't trust myself to not forget anything. So when you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my list, water, we're ready to go. Let's see. I'm going to check the notes here. Oh, also, if you're new, besides the animal updates at the end, I do have an Etsy shop, help support our animals. I'll have some shop updates. One of the things, I'm just going to pop this up really quick and I'll do more details later. Our calendars are ready in the shop. Again, I'll show it more later. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start with the quilt behind me. If you've been watching for a while, I did the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee Sew Along with Fat Quarter Shop. I think they called it the Shine Bright Sew Along because they recolored it. It started in November of last year. There's mine. I did mine in the original colorway. It's quilted with a large floral pantograph. I don't know if you can see it. The flowers are about that big. Part of the reason I picked the large pantograph is because all of these blocks are different sizes and I don't always square up my blocks. So when I was done and I put the borders on, I knew my quilt top wasn't square. So I picked a larger pantograph. That allows me to manipulate the fabric when I move it on the long arm. If you're new here, I do long arm quilting. Information below. I do have openings if you need something quilted before Christmas. Contact me. Get it over here. We'll get it done. Let's look at my list again. Basket, box, basket, pile. Wow, there's a lot. Again, there might be some pauses in this video for animal related issues. I will be at the Jingle Ball. If you don't know about the Jingle Ball, this year it is December 6th through 8th. I hope I have those days right. It starts on a Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. $10 general admission. You can buy other things. I went last year. All I did was the $10 general admission. Look for me. I'm hoping they'll have the same room. They had a room called the Southwest Room. They're just meeting rooms. You can pop in and say hi. I'll be in there. I will post on my Instagram, Mrs._AZ Family Zoo. I'll put that on the screen. I'll put in my stories when I'm logging on. You can see my account if you don't have Instagram online, but you can't see the stories. I believe you have to log in. Last year, all I did was the general admission. You get a bunch of downloads. Gosh, I don't know how many charts I got. I don't think I've stitched one of them. They were great. And then they have the rooms. You can go in all these different rooms and talk to people. There's videos you can watch. You do have to pay if you want projects, tutorials, t-shirts, all that stuff. The $10 was perfect. That's all I needed. That way, if something happens and we get busy, if we have an animal emergency, I don't have to worry about it. Hope to see you there. Okay, I'm going to start. Wow, let's start with, I wish you could see it. It's kind of a disaster. Normally I'm more organized, but again, it's been crazy. I'm going to start with my whip pile. This is a Fat Quarter Shop mesh bag. I'm stitching the cookie cutter ornaments. This is an It's So Emma Fat Quarter Shop pattern. I'll link below everything I can. This one I'm actually doing a stitch along, excuse me, with the Stitching Owl. I'll link her floss tube below. I have 4 more left. I'm trying to do 2 a month. I just finished the sleigh. This is on 25 count, vintage cloth, barley, Lugana, even weave. Called for colors except I'm substituting 435 for 434 because I didn't have that, and that's the, sorry, that's the brown. So my brown's up that was also the back. Really got it together. Sorry for the jump there. I had to cough a little bit. We went from, it was like 115 degrees, 105, 95, 45. It was ridiculous. It went from super hot to cold and rainy, and then it got hot again and cooled down. It's getting hot. It goes hot, cold, hot, cold. I think today it's going to be 75-ish. And then later in the week, it's going to be in the low 60s. Just with the rain and the change in weather, stuff blooms. And then we had this crazy wind, not to get completely off track, but I was outside feeding the animals, and I'm tall. I'm 5'9", and I'm carrying the bag of food. And this huge gust of wind came up, and I actually stood there like this. I could feel it blowing on me. It went for about a minute. I have no idea what that was. Then it went away. Much like my commentary on the weather. I'm working on the snowman. These will be the two I want to do for November. Again, if you're new here, I do have an odd sense of humor. Just ask the turkey. Oh, also, with this is a hashtag. I'll put it on the screen. Christmas Cookie Cutter SAL. Again, I mentioned I was doing that with the Stitching Owl. We have more of these. These come in like spring, fall, 4th of July, Halloween. There's a whole bunch of these, and we each have some. We're going to continue, and when this is done, we're going to update the hashtag to Ornament SAL. So Ornament SAL. So if you have any of these, you can join in, or if you're just wanting to stitch ornaments, stitch ornaments. We wanted to make it a little more broad in scope so everybody can play. Watch for that. That's going to start soon. I did show last time, and this is one of my bags. I do make project bags. I think I have 6 project bags cut and ready to put together. Again, I'm lacking the time at the moment. I believe I'm in the same place I was last time. I finished the first one, which was the rooster. There's a tutorial on my channel on how to assemble these and make the chickens. It's clearly going to go into next year, so if you haven't started, feel free. And I have it, I can't show it correctly because I've got the chart on the other side, but here's the back of it. These are by Satsuma Street. Sorry for the glare. There you go. Funky chickens. I'm stitching on Fabric Flair Antique White Dyed Effect 14 count. Got 2 more whips. I have a bunch of finishes too. I have a finish from my mom as well. This is embroidery. This is called Floral Bookish Ghost Embroidery. It's by Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. It's free. I'll link it below. I did not finish it for Halloween. Not even close. So instead of choosing to think that I'm way behind, I'm just going to say I'm way ahead for next year. Here's where I am. This is a hand embroidery project. She also has videos on her YouTube, a whole series teaching how to do all the different embroidery stitches. I'll link it below. That's how I learned how to do this. I didn't know how to do embroidery before I watched them. They're very good instructional videos. Next year. I'm going to keep it in my basket, but it's not a priority at the moment. Oh my goodness. Stuff. And I dropped my list. I'll have to pick that up. I made these bags last year. I didn't make Halloween bags this year. Okay. Pause for a moment. This is Gobble Gobble. It's a Dapper Doodad by Stitching with the Housewives. I believe I am hosting a stitch along of 1, but I'll put the hashtag on the screen anyway. This one I'm going to film a flat fold tutorial probably next week or a week or 2 after. I'm going to try and get it done this month. We shall see. I want to get some Christmas items into the Etsy shop and make a few things, but I finished. Let me put something behind it. There we go. This is on 14 count, chalkboard black Ada, called for colors. They're all classic colorworks except the orange is a Weeks Dye Works, and I happen to have it, so I went ahead and used it. Again, if you want to stitch along, go ahead, because it's probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks before I film the flat fold tutorial. It'll get done. It's on the list. It's one of my favorite sayings, it's on the list. I also am thinking of filming, I usually film once a month, but I have a huge, ooh, there's a woodpecker out there. I have a big pile of Christmas charts. I have them in a bag down there. I think I'm going to save them, and I might do either a Christmas episode or just film sooner before a month from now, because we'll be bumping up against the holidays. All right, that. I'm going to put up a picture. This will be the first finish. This is Mom's big finish. It's called Celebration Sampler by Susan Aki. The stitch count on this one is 138 by 172. She started this October 23rd last year. Stitched on 16 count Ada by Charles Craft. I think it's white. And she and I pulled out her box of Aurifil floss, and we compared them to the called for DMC and did the best we could. Some of the colors didn't match and we changed a few things around, but I think it came out really good. I really like it. She's going to take that and get it framed. When I get a picture of it framed, I'll make sure to post that here as well. She also sent me a picture of something else she finished, but I forgot to ask her what it was. So next time I'll get that. Okay. Yay, Mom! I've got 1, 2, 3 framed finishes, and then I have some projects set up. Oh, I have a big punch needle update today. Let's start with finishes Barnyard Bakery by Stitching with the Housewives. I stitched this on 14 count, chalkboard black Ada. My husband got me the frame. 99 cents, ladies, at Goodwill. Oh. This ribbon is Stitching with the Housewives ribbon. There's 2 reasons why there's ribbon. I'm sure you saw before. I'll hold it up again. I stitch in Q-snaps. They're my favorite. I can stitch in a hoop, but I like these because they clip into my stand. When I remove, the Q-snap, it leaves this little white line. And I tried wiping it off, damp towel, tape, rolling it with a lint roller, everything, and I could not get the lines off. The lines are underneath this ribbon. That's why it's a little bit off center and there's ribbon on the side. But I really like it. I like the 99-cent frame. It's a good deal whenever you can finish it with what you have on hand. But that's why it's off center. Anyway, Barnyard Bakery. This is a nice frame too. Look at the back. And I finally started making notes to help me. I like this. We have a couple potbelly pigs and we've got several chickens. That's perfect. And I like to bake. You'll like this framing job. This is Quaker Moon by Bent Creek. This is another Goodwill frame my husband found for me. $2.49. I took out the glass because there's a button right there. I didn't want to put the glass over the button. This is a mix of called for and stash DMC. I think I had 7 of the called for and the other 7 I subbed in, something like that, or 5 and 5. The fabric is 14 count gray small Cobwebs by Flair. And I was hurrying to get some things framed to show. So I was adjusting this and sizing it to fit the frame. I didn't even use sticky board. Normally I put them on sticky board and fold the corners and fold them down. You ready? Are you ready for the laziest frame job in history? There you go, folks. It's not even taped. I just wrapped it around. I put it in the frame. I wrapped it around the backing here, slid it into the frame, and went, oh, it looks nice. It was nice and tight, and I just pushed the little tabs down and left it. This was a Hallmark Mitford frame, $10.95, and he got it for $2.49 at Goodwill. It's going to go on a shelf or hang on a wall. Unless you watch this video, you're not going to know. Quaker Room, Bent Creek. And somebody asked me, is the owl supposed to have feet? No, the owl does not have feet. He's stitched exactly as it's charted. Oops, sorry. You can give him feet. And now for another stitch along of, well, this one was of 2 because my mom stitched along with me, but she finished months ago. Are you ready? This is a big one. This is my T typography. And I forgot to put sticky note on the back. It's stitched with a called for DMC. I do want to show you something though. This is the fabric of the bags. Sorry, something fell over. That will be coming soon in the shop. They're cut and ready to go. Oh. Apparently I put something else in the bag already. Alright, well, we're going to go over that anyway. I thought I still had the bag for this, but I put it away. I'll link the chart below. This is by Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. You can get hard copy or PDF. The frame was inexpensive. If I'm able to link it, I'll link it. If not, I'll put the description from Amazon. Sometimes the Amazon links are way too long. Called for DMC, 14 count, oatmeal, Ada. I think it's 14 count oatmeal vintage cloth, Lori Holt, but it's a Zweigart product. You can see the texture. And see that word ginger? It's funny. The ginger, the Irish breakfast, and there's a little line here. It's in a pale pink. It doesn't show up when I film, but it really shows up in person. The biggest thing I did was different is this time for tea. What I have stitched was actually blank, and there was a sign around it, and it was fill with the letters being unstitched. I was never going to finish that, so I switched it. I have no idea where I'm going to put this. I was thinking I was going to put it in the kitchen, but I don't think we have any wall space in the kitchen. But it's done. My turkey's very proud of me. Those are my finishes. Oh goodness. Alright, this is going to get scary over here. I have some notes on animal updates, and I have a couple things to share as well. I wanted to show a couple things I had kitted. One is in this bag. This was a set of charts that I got from a Flosstube viewer. I'm trying to make sure I'm not showing it. Sewing Spool Trio Set 1 by Crafty Bluebonnet Designs. It's in plastic. They're sewing themed. They have an Etsy shop. This Crafty Bluebonnet Designs. I'm going to stitch this one that says sew and the measuring tape looking spool. I have a particular project in mind. I'm going to keep that a secret for now. I'm going to be stitching them on 10 count. Got my cloth cut, edges serged, ready to go. They're small. They're, gosh, about 40 by 40. Sorry, I have it where you can't, I can't see anything because of the way I folded it. I suppose it probably says it on the back though, doesn't it? Yeah, whatever. And oh look, I was running short on Q-snaps, so I put one of these in here. This is a Nurge hoop. These are nice. These will actually hold in my clamp stand. So I can use that. Let me show you the colors I picked out. And it's a good thing I wrote it down because otherwise I would have forgot what goes where. Thank you to the person who gave me these charts. I'm going to be stitching them 2 strands of sulky, 2 or 4. I have to see because it's 10 count. And these are the colors I picked. I want it to match what's in my sewing / craft room. It might be a little bit before I start them, but I wanted to get it all kitted up. That way it's ready to go. If you watched last time during haul, you saw this frame with this really nice mat board with the detailed cutout. Is it going to focus? No, it's got glass. There we go. Pine tree cutouts. This is another Goodwill find by my husband. He was by a Goodwill one day and I said, oh, can you go get me some frames? And he came home with a big pile of frames. $2.49. I really like this matting and I thought there's got to be something I can put in with that. And it didn't take me long to think of what it was. I think I thought of it while I was filming. Let me show you what I'm going to stitch in there. Oh, for doodle's sake. I have a habit of putting things in sheet protectors and I fold them so I can read the charts, and I use a magnet and put them on my magnifying lamp while I'm stitching, so I have to take it out of the plastic, turn and set out. Happy Camper. This is by Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet, Fat Quarter Shop, it's So Emma, whatever you want to call it. It's Lori Holt's design. In order to make it fit into that frame, the bottom row here of the flowers is going to come off. So I'm going to stitch that where it says Happy Camper and up. I'm using, what am I using? It's charted with Orifloss and DMC. Also, to make it fit in that frame, I needed an 18 count. I haven't stitched on 18 count, I've stitched on 16 count. My mom happened to have a piece of 18 count for me. This is 18 count oatmeal. She got it from the attic that's out in Mesa. That's a long drive for me. I went once. It's like, for me, pack a cooler day trip. This is probably going to be just big enough. And I think I actually already took out a piece. I did. That's what's left. I took out a piece and I wanted to make sure I would have enough. There you go. Happy Camper's going to go on that. I've been wanting to stitch that for a while. This has been in my stash collection, whatever you want to call it, for a while. Oh, there's a bunch of thread in there. I converted it to sulky. I hope I left myself a note. Oh, I did. Okay. How can I show this to you and cover up here? Let me cover the chart. It's going to be 109 by 64 without the bottom row of trees on 18 count, 6.05 by 3.55 inches. The frame opening is 6.65 inches by 4.58 inches, so it'll fit. I did a conversion to sulky petites from my Dream assortment #1. I bought a couple big boxes of sulky when they were on sale. Left all my notes in there, which is very helpful. I did that because I knew it was going to be a while before I got to it. I have my Q-snap ready. I got my board ready. I think the only thing I don't have in here, oh no, look, I even have scissors in here. It's ready. Where's my floss? I'm not gonna take it out of the bag. I think that's gonna look great in here. There's scratch marks on the glass. I'll probably take the glass out, but that'll look good. So instead of the bottom row of flowers, it's gonna have that nice mat board cut out. Let me slide this in. The frame's a little damaged. I might do a little either painting or something on it. You gotta put everything away, otherwise it's gonna be a disaster. Had to take a break there. Libby was due for her pill. If you're new, she has epilepsy. There's something wrong with most of our animals here. It keeps us busy. Let's talk about punch needle. If you've watched before, and I did mention it last time, but that's crochet, that's not punch needle. A couple videos back, I talked to you about trying punch needle on the weaver's cloth. I'm going to bring this up again to illustrate my point. Do you see this mess? Again, if you've seen it before, you know what's going on. One of the things about punch needle, and I did it once before when I was a really little kid. Most of the time it's on something called monk's cloth. Monk's cloth looks like really big Ada. And Lori Holt came out with her own product. That's this weaver's cloth to use with her chunky thread, which I know she has success with, and a lot of people have success with it. I'm frustrated with it. I don't find it user-friendly. I really have to grip the punch really tight. I did manage to finish one from her dog hair. One item from her set of charts. I didn't set off the set of charts. The little cherries. It took me way too long to do this, to punch it. But I did finish it, and I made my coaster, which I talked about. On the back side of the punch needle, let's pretend that this actually looks good. So this is the front. On the back, I put Mod Podge on it to seal in the yarn to keep it from slipping out. I let that dry. I've got a little piece of board under here my husband cut for me. I wrapped the weaver's cloth around it, glued it on with a glue gun, put on a piece of felt, and added some rubber bumpers. That's hot glue, you can see. I have a coaster. I have one coaster. That's it. I showed last time I had traced the next couple patterns to start. And you see my problem? It's shredding again. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. I even changed to, this is a Morgan hoop, which is what Lori is using. She uses one with a stand. It's the same hoop. I just don't have that little stand part. I've got it tight. I'm using the Ultra Punch. I'm using the right tool. I've got it set on the right number. I'm just not happy with this. So I decided to look for a project using monk's cloth. I was researching monk's cloth online, and I even emailed a couple of Etsy vendors who, much to my surprise, were not very friendly. I got not some nice responses. That's always a surprise to me. I'm thinking, it's your business. You want to be nice. But I'm very excited. I'm going to share this. I did put it on my Instagram. This is by Kimberbell. They came out with punch needle. This one is called a punch needle plus kit. I'm going to take it out of the bag and show you what's in it. Now, if you don't want to know about punch needle, you can drag the little button, because I'm still going to do haul, Stitchy Kindness, Flosstube Friends, shop updates. We have giveaways from last time. I have a really good big new giveaway that we're going to do, and there's going to be animal updates. But I wanted to share this punch needle. I posted it, and right away a few people asked me, this is what you get. Right now they sell everything in a kit. You can't just order a pattern. You can't order cloth. Everything you need to make this project is in here, with the exception of scissors. And this one happens to have a little piece of applique. It's ready to peel and stick, but then you use your iron to iron it down. They don't all have that. They have some that are called punch needle and some that are punch needle plus. Now, I ordered this one from Fat Quarter Shop, and it came really fast. And I ordered a few directly from Kimberbell, and they're not here yet. I think they probably got a little overwhelmed. They all come in a bag. Here is some information on the product. Now you can see what I'll be working on. They've got the scan the QR code. I will link the classes below. They use this project as they're teaching tutorials, and they show you how to do every single one of these different kinds of punch needle stitches. That's why I ordered this one. It's got several different stitches. It's not just punch, 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 punch. It's got a lot in here. This has monk's cloth. I watched the videos before I ordered it and saw it being stitched and unstitched and stitched, and that's one of the problems I have with the weaver's cloth is when you poke through, that's it, you're done. You cannot rub it and fix it. At least I can't. This is monk's cloth. Let me take it a little, I'm going to take it a little bit out of the plastic. Sorry for the noise. Oh, it's plastic and plastic, ladies. Because, I'll show you why it's all wrapped up. This should be good enough. Can we see it? Yeah. See how it looks like Big Giant Ada? That's what I was expecting with punch needle. That's what it's usually done on. It's stapled down. It is pre-stretched, drum tight. When you're done, you're done. You can stick a nail on the wall and hang it up. You don't have to get anything else. This one does have a little bit of hand embroidery here by the bee and a couple of lazy daisy stitches on one of the flowers. So they give you hand embroidery needles and a needle threader. They give you your punch. It also has that needle threader, which I completely destroyed with my Ultra Punch. The little tab came right off. I had such a hard time with that Ultra Punch. I can tell the hole on this is bigger than on the Ultra Punch. This yarn is a little bit thicker. And again, everything comes, when you order their kits, everything is in it, which is why I decided to try this. And I paid for this. I have absolutely zero affiliation with Kimberbell, just so everybody knows. I have zero affiliation with anything I show. I'm not sponsored. I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that. It's just me. Comes with your pattern. This has to be traced onto the monk's cloth. You can do that by holding it up to a window, using a light box. I watched their live release. The lady who was talking said the only time she has time to do crafts at night, to do crafts was at night, so she turned on her oven light and she held it up to her oven. They give you your water-soluble tracing marker. I've used these before with one of their embroidery items. Is called Clear Blue Tiles, and these are really neat. You see, it's just a marker. You use it lightly, and then if you spray it with just like spray water, it completely disappears. Instructions. I watched all of these YouTube videos before I ordered. Let me drop this in here so I don't lose it. All of the yarn you need is in there. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there. I'm going to pull one out. I was a little worried because it says acrylic yarn. And I used acrylic yarn years ago. But this is soft. It's not scratchy. I'm pleased with the kit. I have yet to try it. I will be trying it and I will update. Let me show you what else is in here too. This one in particular has a couple buttons. There's the buttons for the center of the flowers. And I like this little one. Here's the little worm. Let me slide everything back in so I don't lose anything. Not that any of us would need this, but here's some black embroidery floss. But again, if you were going somewhere, the only thing you would need to take with you would be scissors, with the exception on this kit. This is the applique, pre-cut, ready to go. I've worked with applique before. It's a peel and stick on the back. You peel it, you'll stick it down, and then you use an iron to heat set it. Now, if you notice, since this is on a frame, the way you would iron it, I have a small wool mat. If you don't have a wool mat, you could fold up a towel and set it inside and then press your iron on top. You don't like iron like this, you just press. I will link this below. You can see that they've got several projects. I also ordered a couple of the Christmas ones. Again, they're not here yet. I'm going to start with this one. I hope I can start this weekend. I'm not sure. I took everything out of the bag. I wasn't paying attention to how I put it back in, but here we go. I will update on Instagram, probably before I film again. I will let you know how this goes. I'm hoping this will work. I think this is going to be a lot more user-friendly because of the monk's cloth versus the weaver's cloth. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to save for pattern set. I'm going to see about ordering some monk's cloth that's like this that came with the Kimberbell, and maybe trying the Kimberbell punch. I'm not sure if it'll work with this. This is really thin yarn. It's much thinner, which is why they gave it to you with the, they tell you to use the Ultra Punch with it. I'm going to see what I can do. I don't know what to do with this cloth. Again, just want to say, I know some people can use it. I know some people are very successful with it. I've seen it on Instagram. I don't want to dissuade anyone. If you want to buy it and you want to try it, go for it. But for me, no. I'm done. And again, when I sat down to do this, it just took me forever to get this far. And I feel like I don't want to have to sit down to do a craft and start from square one every time I do it. So I will not be using the weaver's cloth anymore. I thought about putting it in a giveaway, but I don't know. I don't care for it. If anybody's using it and has success with it, please send me a message. I have some. You can have it. I don't know what to do with it. It's really, it's not even like nice like that ghost embroidery has a nice soft linen. This is just really almost like thick paper. I don't even think I'd want to use it for embroidery. I had a very difficult time with that. Okay, end of story. Off it goes. Here's a crochet granny square center. I forgot to bring those. I finally started putting my granny squares together. Next time. That concludes the punch needle portion of the broadcast. We're going to move on to haul. I've got some haul. I had one of my own hauls. Oh, there it is. I've got one thing that I bought, some things from Mom, and some things from a Flosstube viewer. I bought the Quilter Word Swap, Stitching with the Housewives. 175 by 41, not to be completed anytime soon, but I thought it was cute. I want to put it in my room with my long arm. I'll probably change the colors and make it a little more, I don't know, girly. I don't have a lot of blue in my room. This was my haul that I got for myself. This is the, wow, from Mom pile. Some of these things may end up in a future giveaway. I'll have to look through them and see. Santa and Friends, Counted Cross Stitch by Tiny Modernist. Those are cute. Oh, I want to do one of these. This is a Prairie Schooler Santa's. I want to do this one. I have a couple vintage sewing machines. I'd like to stitch that one. This is book number 212. I actually bought a bunch of these. Book number 204. Book number 124. Okay, so 204, Santa's Revisited 3. Sorry for the glare, I'm in front of a window. I'm watching my time too, it's kind of long, although I'm going to cut some out. I had to stop for that pill for my doggie. Prairie Schooler 2022 Santa. I like this one too. I'd like to stitch this at some point. Folk Art Christmas, Prairie Schooler. And the Christmas cross stitch holiday issue. I'm sure somebody has shown this on their channel. I'm not going to flip through it. Mom and I both like the same one. We like the polar bear. Don't know if I'll stitch it. Don't know when I'll get to it. But that's the mom pile. That's my pile. And I have a box here from a Flosstube viewer who has a craft shop where you go in and you pay a certain amount and you bring a bag and you fill the bag. And she filled the bag and she sent me a bunch of stuff. Let me move this basket. Wow. This is a Christmas gift. You know who you are. Thank you so much. You absolutely 100% did not need to do this. I appreciate it. Some of these items may end up in a giveaway. I've got some unpainted snowflake ornaments. I'm not sure what to do with these. If you have any ideas, let me know. I know I can paint them and decorate them. There's some small ones. And there's some bigger ones. This I do want to try. This is a, sorry, there's a note on that. Love Charm Quilt As You Go June Taylor kit. I've never done the June Taylor kits. Makes that bag. There's some more instructions in here. Christmas trees. I'll have to show next time. Last year I was doing the Kimberbell collectible Christmas holiday village. I got about halfway done, then my embroidery machine had to go in the shop. I really need to finish them. It's on the list. This will go perfect with them. So I know exactly what to do with those. Pom-poms. I use pom-poms. Beaded garland. I'll probably put these by my Christmas village, which, by the way, is still sitting on the shelf from last year. Kind of a bag filled with some nice beads and cording and some floss. And then there's some charts. Let's look at the charts. Oh my goodness. Charts and magazines. Bear with me here. The drawn thread. The button tree. Oh, this is really cute. Do you put buttons on it? I don't know if they're stitched or you put buttons on it. I haven't looked at it that close. 49 by 106. Everything is in there. I see white floss. You probably stitched the buttons, but you could put buttons on that. And she sent me buttons. I could put these buttons on it. I have to be careful not to squish my trees. There we go. Spring Trio by Annabella's. Quick Stitch 4th of July. This is also Annabella's. There are some vintage things in here. They're very fun. This is called Fat Flakes by Jeanette Cruz Designs. That's a bunch of snowmen. Can you say backstitch? There's a lot of backstitch. My guess would be this is probably from the 90s or the 80s. I'm going to open it and see if there's a date. Nope, I don't see a date. But that's very 80s, 90s looking with all that backstitch. Very cute though. Berry Christmas Stocking Book 1. Deborah Jordan Meyer, the Fraser Collection. Wow, this is involved. 1989 Leisure Arts, folks. This is, wow, full coverage. Holy smokes. Yeah, anywhere you see white on this, it's stitched. I have a feeling I probably won't stitch that. That would take me a long time. It's really cute though. Lavender and Old Lace. This is a collection of patterns. Let's see if there's a date on here. 1981. Back to Ghoul. That's funny. These are cute. This is Halloween. This says Stony Creek Collection 2010. They're still, these don't look that, they don't really look dated to me. They're very cute. They'll have to go in my Halloween pile. Country Sentiments dish towels. Does anybody do dish towel stitching? If you do, let me know. These are pretty small. These don't look very hard at all. A. Buckley Moss 2001 limited edition Christmas ornament. This is a kit. It looks like they made these every year for a while. This is the 2001. If you have these and you've been looking for this one and you're missing it, please let me know. It does have the frame, the gold frame with the, it says Buckley Moss 2001. It's not going to show up. It has a certificate of authenticity. So again, if you've been looking for this or know someone who has these who's looking for this, definitely let me know. It's clearly part of a collection. Then we've got some cross-stitch magazines. These are fun. These are older as well. 93, 89, 94. I do like, this is very pretty. The cover. That's very pretty. I like that. I don't know if I'll stitch these. I'm not going to flip through them all because there's so much going on. Again, I'll go through that and see what I realistically think I'm going to stitch and let my mom look at some things, and I'll probably use some of these things in giveaways. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. A couple of you have sent me things and it's just really nice. It's not necessary, but thank you. I do appreciate it. Stitchy Kindness. Normally I keep a running list on my phone of anyone who's mentioned me on their floss tubes. It's been really hectic. Stay tuned, you'll find out why. I'm going to list some floss tubers below who I know have mentioned me in the past and who I also watch. So check them out below. I did not keep track this time. I'm so sorry. If I miss you and you mention me and you want me to make sure that I mention you, birds, next time, let me know and I'll be sure to do that. It's been crazy. We're going to do a quick shop update. I'm going to show a couple things and then we are going to go through giveaways from last time, and I have a new giveaway, and then we'll do animal stuff. Every year I make a calendar. The first couple years I ordered them, but they got way too expensive, so I make them. I do these at home. This is our 2025 calendar. It features our animals, our Forever Home Animal Sanctuary. I have a binding machine. I put the spiral binding on it. I'll show you January. You can get an idea of the size of the calendar. It's an 8.5 by 11 piece of glossy paper that allows me to print on both sides. So each page has front and back printing. One of the things I do on these calendars is I include, I'm trying to see if it'll focus, there you go, some pet holidays. These are in the shop. All the money from anything I sell goes to the animals. How do you know? My Etsy shop doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of money. We spend way more money on the animals. What I make in a year from the shop is probably about what we spend in a month or less on the animals. And I'm serious, the shop, it's been really bad since COVID. Grab a calendar. I have some Christmas things in the shop. I'm going to hold up a couple things. I have 3 sets of holiday pot holders. Snowman. And these are sets of 2. I make these. They do not, they do have loops on the inside. If you hang your pot holders, there's a loop on the inside. Snowmen. Christmas ornaments, candy canes, trees. Nice holiday print. And Happy Santas. These are quilted. They're made with a material called Insulbright, and then I also put batting inside of them because I road tested them and they do better with multiple layers with the Insulbright and the batting. But I have a couple pair. I use them all the time. It's funny because when I first put them in the drawer, my husband wouldn't use them because he didn't want them to get dirty. You can wash them, they're fabric. Holiday ornaments. I'm gonna run out of room. I have 2 stockings. I've got this one that has a very fuzzy cuff. Again, I make all this stuff. This is a nice fuzzy cuff, hanging loop, Christmas presents. And these are lined with a very soft, silky, fusible. Is it a fusible fleece? I think it's a fusible fleece on the inside. And then I have one that has more of a felt cuff. Snowflakes. This is a flat soft felt cuff. These are great if you're going somewhere and don't know what to give somebody. Grab a stocking, go to the store and just stuff it full of candy or whatever. And then I do have some Christmas charts, but they're buried underneath everything else. So we'll get to the Christmas charts. I do have Christmas jewelry. I didn't pull it out to show. I have some dog bandanas in different sizes. These slide, they're over the collar bandanas. They're all reversible. The collar goes through the section. The little sticky note is to help me keep track with what is what. So those are the tiny ones, and then I've got larger ones. All the measurements are in the shop. Doggy bandanas or kitty bandanas. These would easily probably fit a cat. I don't know. You probably put them on a chicken too. Whatever. I have 3 Christmas charts. Coyote Christmas. All my charts are PDF downloads. This one's charted in both classic, this is Stitch and charted in Classic Colorworks, but there's a DMC conversion with it. I wanted to try a few in Classic Colorworks, but most of mine are in DMC. Merry Sweet Squared. This one's charted in DMC. And Gingerbread Lane, this one came out last year. It's also DMC. Let me get in closer. You could stitch each of these individually. You can make 4 little ornaments out of them. Change any of the colors if you want to change colors. Again, they're all PDF. I was going to say something. Oh, I'm working on Winter Season Squared. I hope to have it done this year. It may end up being into next year. Lots of Christmas stuff. Grab yourself a calendar. Check out our shop. It's all for the animals. Giveaways. Last time we had 2 giveaways. We have Halloween charts. I asked people to use the word spooky. I have Witch Face and Batkin. They're both going to the same person. If I call your name, email me at azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. Let me know you're over 18 for this giveaway. I need your address so I know where to send it. These 2 charts, these were sponsored by Mom. Thank you, Mom. Are going to Sabrina Del Cambre, C-A-M-B-R-E 1748. That's your YouTube name. Email me. Let me know you're over 18. Send me an address. Congratulations to Sabrina. I also had people use the word zoo to win one of my charts. You can pick the Christmas charts. You can pick any one of my charts that you want out of my shop. And the winner for that is paper grapefruits. I'm not sure that would be good to eat. Send me an email. Let me know which chart you want. Check out my Etsy shop. I'll put it on the screen. I'll link it below. Look and see which chart you want, and then I'll email you their PDF. I have a really good giveaway. It's even started. My mom got this kit, and she's not going to finish it, and I'm not going to finish it. I think she gave it to me a year ago, and I've had it for a year. I'm not going to finish it, but it is really, really nice. This can also be stitched. Part of the stitch along I mentioned before, the Ornament SAL. Ornaments. These are small. This is not a hard project. They are called, sorry, there's a note. This kit was opened and started but is complete. There you go. Thanks, Mom. These are, let me take the sticky note off. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Your guess is as good as mine. They're ornaments. Wait till you see the thread card that came with this. This is so cute. Look at this. Look, it's so cute. I think when I'm done stitching, I would frame this and hang this up somewhere. It's absolutely adorable. Here's your ornaments. There's a pack of them. There are instructions in the kit on how to finish them. All the ornaments are here. All the floss. The quality certificate. Now, my mom did start a couple of these. You've got a head start, or you can restart them yourselves. I think there's even a needle in here. If you win this, be careful. You can use her stitching. You're ahead of the game. And it does have, like I said, the certificate, the chart, which I can't show, and then there's several pages showing you how to put together the ornaments. So you get everything in the kit. Just the one giveaway this time. Comment the word ornament to be entered. And I'll do I usually use a random number generator. I count the comments that have the keyword, and I put it in and let it draw numbers. I had some trouble with the random comment picker. Ornament. I'm going to move on to animal updates. If you do not wish to watch animal updates, thank you for watching so far. There's a lot of animal updates. I'm going to start with Jacqueline, who has had quite a few vet visits. We have an urgent vet by us. This is a chain. I've used them several times. Oh, it's so much better than the ER vet. They're only open till 11 o'clock at night, but I'm usually in and out in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I've seen the same vet a few times, the same tech a few times. They know us. They're great. Jacqueline has pancreatitis. There'll be pictures of her. I'll put that on the screen. She had a pretty bad pancreatitis flare-up, so I had to take her in and get her some medication and get her treated for that. This vet visit to the urgent vet was $847, just so you know. We also had a follow-up with her regular vet because she's having some cognitive difficulties as she ages. I've got her on some new medications. That was another couple of $100. We're doing the best we can for her. She started her new medication today for her cognitive troubles. She's been pacing and panting, and other than her pancreatitis, all of her blood work is good. No indications of any other diseases. She's at least 16 years old. She barks at my husband all the time. I actually bought a sling. I'll put up a picture so I can carry her around, because if I'm holding her, she doesn't bark. She's about 15 pounds. She's a little much to carry with one arm. She's a little wiggly, and I end up carrying her around like after dinner till bedtime every night. So I've got a couple hours where I'm carrying the dog. It starts to be a bit much, so I thought the sling would be a good option to try. I'm gonna take a quick drink. So far she's not really sure about it. She doesn't outright hate it, but I still have to keep one arm on her, which is a plus, because if I've got one arm on her, that's one arm free that I can use to do something in the meantime, and it keeps her comfortable. I will update you on how she does with her medication, especially the one for her cognitive problems. It's probably canine dementia. We just started the new medication for that today. She was taking something to help her sleep at night, which was also to help me sleep at night because I was up all night with the dog, which is too much after several months of doing that. But I had to take her off that medication and let that flesh out before I could start the new medication. We'll see how it goes. I'll update you next time. I'm going to put up some pictures of Libby. I mentioned last time, she's our epileptic dog. She had a bladder infection. It seems to have cleared up, but then it came back. We started her on antibiotics again. She doesn't have any more blood in the urine, which is really good because that's just yucky. But she's got a little bit of mucus. I know that's gross, and then it sticks to her and she gets all dirty, and we have blankets all over everything to prevent it from getting on everything, but it does get a little bit gross. So we followed up with the vet. We're doing another round of antibiotics. One of the things about that is it gets underneath her and it sticks to her. So she gets kind of dirty underneath. So think about holding a Chihuahua. You kind of hold them like this, the head's up here, the feet are here. And I hold her over the sink, and I've got a nice sprayer, so I can spray her and wash her and clean her off so it doesn't get all grody and dirty. But Libby wags her tail all the time. All the time. It's always wagging, except maybe when she's sleeping, when she's walking, eating, when she's going to the bathroom, the tail, always wagging. So I've got her in the sink and I'm leaning over and I'm holding her and I'm trying to spray her. And she's wagging her tail. So I'm getting pea water in my face. It's kind of gross. Yuck. So then I have to go wash up after. Hopefully, I'll put up another picture of her while I take a moment. Make sure I'm not bright red. Hopefully it's going to clear up and we'll be all done with that. So fingers crossed for Libby and Jacqueline. I'm going to put up some pictures and I might pop in the video. It's a really short video. I posted it on my animal Instagram. We give our chickens a pumpkin for Halloween. You take a pumpkin and you kind of scrape out where you want the face to be and set it in with your chickens and they peck at it. One of the chickens kind of got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? They didn't want to share. They wanted the pumpkin all to themselves. Wow, that word is just not coming. Anyway, one of the chickens didn't want to share, so we ended up cutting up small pieces so all the chickens could have some, but they did a fairly decent job of carving the pumpkin. We also gave pumpkin to our tortoises and pigs and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, Mikey. Again, I'm going to put a picture up of Mikey, who put another hole in his fence and who was not being very helpful when my husband was trying to fix the fence. If you've watched before, you know about Mikey. He officially wins the I'm a jerk category for tortoises. We got his fence fixed though, and we're moving on. It's getting to be colder out. Some of our animals hibernate, some don't. The ones that don't, the big sulcata tortoises like Mikey, Myrtle, Yertle, Sheldon, Max, and Truman. None of them hibernate. They have houses, and they've got a little heating pad on the bottom and a ceramic heater on top. Sweetie, too. Sweetie's the smallest one we have. If they have a burrow, we have to cover the burrow or keep them from going into the burrow because they need to go in their heated house. It'll get too cold, and it's a dangerous situation for them. Myrtle, I'm going to put up a picture. Myrtle did not come out one day on the weekend, so on Monday it was up to me to try and block her off from her burrow. And I managed to lift the It's a big giant piece of wrought iron fencing. There's some rebar in the ground. I got that set and I blocked it off. You can see all the stuff in the picture. She moved everything and still got down in her burrow that night. So my husband went out and hung a reptile heat lamp to keep her warm. And in the morning, she was right next to that heat lamp. That night was particularly cold. I'm very glad we had the heat lamp. We were able to do that. Crazy. I'm going to end with a video of the start of our winter yard prep. I'm going to tack that on the very end. This is part 1. I'll film another video, part 2. Thank you for watching. I know this one was probably significantly longer than usual. It looks like I'm about an hour and 10 minutes, although I need to do some editing. I hope it's not too long, and I hope I didn't babble too much. I hope you enjoyed everything. Make sure, follow me on Instagram. I'll put that down there. I'll be starting my new punch needle soon. Check out the shop. Grab a calendar, supports the animals, enter the giveaway, use the word ornament. If you won, make sure to email me. Happy holidays. Have a good Thanksgiving, especially, you know, if you're here in the US. I know I have some people who watch who are in the US. And hopefully I'll film again. I've got a huge pile of Christmas charts. Hopefully I'll film again in a couple weeks. I definitely want to film again and update this. I might do a YouTube short. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel in case it ends up being a YouTube short. But I will follow up with the punch needle so everyone knows how it goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. We're going to give our chickens a pumpkin to carve. Turn it around. This way everybody can play. Everybody gets a piece. I got a piece for you too, Mullet. Here you go, Mullet. Oh, there's good stuff. Let's go show everybody what we're going to be working on. Okay? Brought to you by Snake Scram. No, just kidding. We use this to discourage the snakes. Safe for the pets and everything. Okay, so it's starting to cool off. We're going to be doing our maintenance. Starting with, we're going to get rid of the pool noodles, which have been shredded. This is to keep us from scraping our legs when we're climbing in and out. It's a little messy. We don't do a lot of the maintenance over the summer because it's so hot. Mikey's in here somewhere. I'm going to clean up that board. That's going to go inside, and we need to replace this cord and get his heater hooked up. There he is. Hi, Mikey. The shade cloths all come down when it cools off, so we're going to take those down. Ladies, let's not do that on camera, okay? Hi, ladies. We'll run this way. You want to come out, Rosie? Rosie wants to come out and join us. Hi, Rosie. Good job. This is Crash's enclosure. She already has her barrel down there fixed. My husband already did that. Looks like she didn't eat her breakfast. She went back to bed. I'm going to walk around, show you what we're going to do. Possibly replant the garden. Everything died over the summer. It was just a little bit of tomato and lettuce. Butterfly. We're going to go this way. If you watched the last Flosstube, I talked about walking Jacqueline and the rattlesnake, and this is where we were walking right along here. And right over there is where we heard the rattlesnake. Let's go down here. Let's say hi to Myrtle. Hi, Myrtle. You ate your breakfast and you're looking for more, huh? How you doing? Hello. Myrtle has a really big burrow. She dug this. That goes way down. we'll cover that up. The sulcata tortoises do not hibernate, but they can't get too cold. So she'll go in here and we're going to check her heater. The shade cloths are going to come down. This is Truman over here. Truman's area, we'll put a fence right about there. And we'll completely block off his burrow. That goes way down, probably 8 or 10 feet. Jordy's one of our desert tortoises. He decided he was done already, so he's in his hole. Hi, sweetie. Sweetie's area, we just need to get cleaned up. There's lots of tortoise poop. Again, it's really hard to do the maintenance in the summer. It's so hot. We're also going to be cleaning up the chicken area. Hi, chickens! Hello. Hi. Where's Checkers? There's Checkers. Checkers is doing really good. Hi, ladies. Look good. I think Phyllis is, I don't know if you can see her, she's hiding. She likes to sit in that house. This is Sweetie's house. It's a small version of what the other tortoises have. And we'll hook this up again. There's 2 heat sources. They're on thermostat. This is the primary heat source. A little heating pad designed for reptiles. Oops. And a ceramic heat lamp on top in case that one down there fails. Moving along. Hello. Hi, Jacqueline. You can see there's some snake scram sprinkled over here since we saw the rattlesnake, and the white stuff is diatomaceous earth. When we get ants, we have to have something that's pet safe. Hi, Libby! She says, what you doing? Hello. Thanks. All of these shade cloths are going to come down. Let's see if anybody's up. Buddy's already dug himself in a hole. Mr. Lucky's out. We can go say hi to Mr. Lucky. And Patches has already dug himself in a hole too. It got cold for a couple nights and some of them just immediately hibernated. There's Mr. Lucky. And I kind of wanted to show them all to you, but they all went underground already. And I have to watch my feet. I know Buddy's down there, so I'm going to step over this way. Hi, Mr. Lucky. And there's Jalapeno. Misty's water tray. Mr. Lucky will hibernate. He's a Russian tortoise. And Jalapeno will hibernate too. He's a box turtle. But all these shade cloths, they're all going to come down. Okay. Let's go say hi to the fish. I don't know if we'll be able to see the fish with the water running. The fish are really hard to photograph. This is to protect them from birds of prey. The cloths also help keep out the bees. We're probably going to leave that up. It works really well to deter the bees. Go this way. Hi, Bolton. How are you? Hi. We do a good pig. Don't harass the pig. Stop. She likes to bark at the pigs. No harassing the pig. Mullet. Hi, Mullet. Mullet has a very stubborn case of mites, so we don't want to put her in with the other chickens. She's doing really well with herself, though. This will come down. That'll come down. Shade cloth. That'll come down. Pig houses don't need heaters. They get blankets and they curl up together. This is all going to come down. Let's go around this way. That shade cloth that was trying to protect the tree. I think the tree's dead. It got too hot. That's going to come down. One of the lady sulcatas. Oh, there's the other one. It's Max and Sheldon, and then we found out they were ladies, so it's Maxine and Sheldon. There's Slappy in his pond. He's the only bachelor, so he has his own pond. That'll be heated during the winter. That shade cloth will come down. And I hear You probably see him walking around there. Yertle, another big sulcata. He's also got some shade cloth that's going to come down, and he'll get a heater as well. And then these were coolers. We'll put those away, drain them, clean them, and get them put away. It's a lot to do, huh? And Chipotle's hibernating too. Everybody hibernated early. It got cold and they just decided they were done. Here's Jalapeno. Let's look at Jalapeno. This is Jalapeno. Focus. This is Jalapeno, the box turtle. Look at his eyes. This line in his shell that goes across there, you can fold this front part of the shell up and they'll disappear completely into their shell. How you doing, bud? Slow me down. Always looks happy. Thanks. Those are some of the things we're going to be working on. It's going to be really busy for us the next few weekends. And then of course we have general yard cleanup. Hi, Hedgieween! You can see he just doesn't care. Hi, J-Dog! And right here is why I never wear flip-flops in the yard. Let's see if we can get that to focus. It's focusing on the dog. Yeah, that's uncomfortable.